In today's episode, I'm asking the important question, has Microsoft 365 Copilot been a complete failure or a success story? So there's lots of evidence to have a look at, so stay tuned. Today's video is sponsored by Sysaid, who have just launched its new AI Agent Builder, and it comes complete with pre-built, ready-to-use AI agents. It's transforming the way IT teams work. For more details, check out the link below or visit them today at sysaid.com. Hey everyone, Andy here. So nice to see you and a warm welcome to the channel. On today's episode, I'm asking the sensitive question, has Microsoft 365 Copilot been a complete disaster or a success story? There's no doubt that AI is here to stay, and it's evolved massively over the last few years with the rise of ChatGPT. Google, of course, just made some big announcements. Apple, maybe not so much. And of course, then there's Microsoft, who have invested millions, in fact, billions into this new technology. But the big question is, did they come in early? Have they missed the boat? And let's face it, they're no stranger to disastrous products, that is, in the past. But companies grow, and one thing I've learned is that Microsoft is like a bull in a china shop. They will keep coming at you. So I thought we'd take a look at some evidence for and against the rise and fall, perhaps, of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd love you to come on board. So bump that subscribe button up there, ring that bell, and come and join my learning community. And if you've got questions and comments, as always, get those down below. Now, if you'd like access to full Microsoft courses, monthly Zoom calls, and a lot more, then please go ahead and sign up to my Patreon page there and come and join us. So I think without any further ado, I think it's time to look at the evidence to determine if Microsoft Copilot has been a success or a big dull failure. Let's check it out. Well, according to the press, I'm afraid the results don't read comfortable reading for Microsoft. So Copilot attracts over 20 million users per week, whereas its competitors, ChatGPT and even Google, can bring in over 400 million users per week. That's not very good. And also, according to this article, Ed Bott says that with all the confusion of the renaming that Microsoft marketing did at the beginning of its launch, it kind of left a bad taste in users' mouths. Now, when it talks about powered productivity, Microsoft seemed to promise so much sitting on top of Microsoft 365. Yes, it definitely had good security built in, but it was definitely a little restricted. And of course, when it looks at some of the initial problems that users reported, that the tool often failed with simple tasks, offering vague suggestions or hallucinating, for example, with PowerShell commands, and it couldn't even execute some of the commands efficiently. Also, if asked to modify a PowerPoint or an Excel presentation, it failed in that. Copilot infrequently leaves users hanging with insufficient guidance, and also performance issues and inaccurate suggestions, and also, of course, limited language support. Also, Copilot has been described as bloatware, with users often feeling that they're forced to actually subscribe to the product without the option to uninstall it. Buttons have appeared in the products like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. And even the Microsoft 365 portal has been rebranded with the Copilot details. Some users report that the tool isn't ready for use. It's underperforming, whereas its competitor, ChatGPT, can handle these features very simply. Another criticism as well is the tool's limitation in handling large data sets, often forcing users to save files, for example, in SharePoint or OneDrive. In summary, Microsoft's Copilot failure can be attributed to perhaps its inconsistent performance, limited functionality, and a premature launch, leading to widespread user frustration and ultimately dissatisfaction with the product. And of course, it's not cheap. So it does promise so much, you know, the fact that it can boost productivity, it can streamline workflow, but it comes at a price. So £23.10 a month, $30 a year per user. And of course, this is typically on top of your Microsoft 365 subscription. And with their subscription models kind of now focusing on premium products, like, for example, if you want to get the most out of Teams, not only do you need to have that additional Teams license, but you also have to have Teams Premium and perhaps even SharePoint Premium as well. So when you look at the different plans here, you can see that, yes, you get Copilot absolutely free and it's protected. You get that commercial data protection, you get that web grounding, and of course, you get the foundational functionality. If you're a small business, of course, you can go for Copilot Pro. Again, commercial data protection. You get the priority model access, of course, which means that you will get that latest version. And it's also integrated into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote, but not Microsoft Outlook and not Microsoft Teams, of course, which would need that additional license. So Copilot for Microsoft 365, obviously, you get the full enterprise-grade data protection, but as you'll discover, there is a lot of work that you need to do before you flick that switch and switch that on. Also, the big benefit is it's completely customizable. You do get the benefit of things like Copilot Studio, so you can write your own prompts, and also you can create your own agents as well. Now, compare this to the likes of ChatGPT. ChatGPT, pretty much similar pricing actually, whereas Microsoft require that year commitment, so that 12-month commitment, and that's a big financial commitment, especially if you're already paying for Microsoft 365. So the enterprise version, unfortunately with ChatGPT, it's a negotiating tactic. You need to speak to them. So maybe that's the downside of ChatGPT. So the big question is, why is Microsoft 365 Copilot a failure? Well, many argue that the free version is just too limited. It's got time limitations as well. It's too expensive. It's using an old model. You need that 12-month commitment, of course. And a lot of people, quite frankly, see it as a gimmick or a fad. Big concern, though, of course, with all of these AI models is security and compliance. And I've done a number of sessions on that in the past. As I've mentioned, ChatGPT, OpenAI is definitely better, more up to date, and has very similar features. Also, the portals are embedded with Copilot, and again, that bloatware issue that I just mentioned. So what are the security risks? Well, overexposing of sensitive data, using legacy permissions, and oversharing, of course. Certainly if you're in a hybrid environment, this could be a real problem. Things like data aggregation, context leakage, and data leakage on chat or in autocomplete features, cross-tenant and cross-department data mixing, shadow access with delegation and guest permissions. These are topics that I've covered in the past. So, you really need to think about not just the kind of the potential hacks out there, such as prompt injection, manipulation attacks, but you also have to look inwardly at your own security and compliance issues as well. And again, I have done sessions on things like improving data classification, data loss prevention. Get these things in place first, and you'll be in a far better place. So what about the competitors? Well, it's not Microsoft alone, I'm afraid. We've all seen headlines like this. So Apple Intelligence just sucks, or how Apple Intelligence has also failed. And in fact, they're still promoting it massively in the stores, but there's no evidence that it's actually fully operational yet. So clearly it's just not Microsoft that are having this issue. And now even Apple is now considering charging users for advanced AI features as part of its system. Analysts predict that some features could even cost between $10 and $20 per month each, but we'll have to wait on that. So finally, the big question is, why all the fuss with Copilot, and indeed, has it been a complete failure? Well, I would argue not entirely. So when you look at the likes of Copilot integration into Microsoft Teams and Teams meetings, I would have to say it's been a great success in condensing very large conversations into a simple paragraph that can help you make very fast decisions. It does definitely help with the creativity. We've seen that on numerous occasions. And of course, things like in Excel, faster calculations, faster analysis of data. This has definitely been a lot better, and it's definitely been quite accurate. Better email management in Outlook, Teams meeting summaries. I just love that. And of course, these new latest AI agent integrations, there's no arguing that's been a real success story. And the biggest success, of course, is sales and marketing. It's definitely been a win-win for that. So there you go. What do you think? We've heard from the doomers and the gloomers that Microsoft Copilot has been a complete disaster. But on the flip side, many people see it as a success story. Hey, listen, I would love to know what you think about the whole thing. So make sure that you get those comments and questions and suggestions down below. I'd love that feedback from you. Hey, listen, thanks so much for joining me this time. I really do appreciate it. And please like and subscribe. You know what to do. And I'll see you next time. Take care.